Have you ever pondered the fate of those who ventured into the vast expanse of space and never made it back? Remember the movie Gravity? There's that harrowing scene where George Clooney's character sacrifices himself, unhooks a tether, and drifts into the abyss of space. That cinematic moment struck a chord with many for its drama and realism. But what if such stories weren't just reserved for the silver screen? What lies behind these disappearances, and what truly became of these souls? Picture yourself in a setting where every breath counts, where each movement could determine your fate. Astronauts, stepping out from the safe confines of their space station into the boundless void, confront the unknown and the perilous. Their only shield is a spacesuit, their defense against the cosmic abyss, and a dwindling oxygen supply that decreases with every passing second. They're tethered to the station by a slender cord, their lifeline in this vastness. In this silent realm, where every step could be their last, they place trust in their team, their experience, and their courage. However, if an astronaut accidentally lets go of that tether, even 20 inches can become an insurmountable gulf. In zero gravity, the body will spin endlessly around its axis. If the astronaut doesn't manage to grasp their partner's hand or clutch the tether in time, they face certain doom. You might be wondering, has this ever really happened? It's not just Hollywood fiction. Space expedition logs do tell of astronauts who lost contact with Earth, finding themselves face to face with the infinite vacuum of space. While professionalism and resourcefulness have seen some safely home, others sadly succumb to the cold void. In space, an astronaut's subsequent trajectory is determined by the last push or pull from the station. After that, they have three potential outcomes. The most favorable sees modern spacesuits equipped with jet thrusters that can adjust direction. This allows astronauts to control their positioning, halt unwanted spins, and even propel in the desired direction. This gives them a fighting chance to return to the station. But if trajectory correction fails, there are two more potential outcomes. Earth's gravity captures the astronaut, pulling them on a collision course with our planet. Succumbing to gravitational forces, they'll commence a rapid descent, piercing dense atmospheric layers. Parachutes are futile here. The atmospheric friction would unleash a scorching heat wave on the astronaut, comparable to jet engine flames, making the odds of reaching Earth's surface virtually nil. Imagine an astronaut's profound solitude in the vast expanse of the universe, alone, facing infinity with only a limited supply of oxygen and slim hopes of rescue. In these final moments, the astronaut's spirit and willpower are tested to the limit. Once the oxygen runs out, breathlessness sets in, consciousness fades. The astronaut's body drifts aimlessly through space, exposed to radiation. Over time, as the suit succumbs to the harshness of space, a small explosion occurs due to the expansion of the remaining air, and the remnants of this space hero float in the eternal void. The mysterious depths of space have always drawn humanity in. Yet, the price of exploring uncharted expanses sometimes proved steep. Few know that since the first human journey to space in 1961, 18 astronauts have embarked on space missions and never returned. Among them are 13 Americans, 1 Israeli, and 4 Soviets. Disasters occurred during rocket launches into orbit or upon re-entry to Earth. It's a somber statistic, but the reality could have been even grimmer. Imagine if Alexei Leonov, the first human to perform a spacewalk, had become a permanent resident of the cold void, his spacesuit inflated, leaving him stranded for over 15 minutes in merciless space before re-entering Voskhod 2, a true thriller. Then there's the story of Italian astronaut Luca Parmitano. On the brink of disaster, water began filling his helmet due to a cooling system malfunction. Consider this. In space, where there's no air, even a bit of water inside a helmet can be deadly. Astonishing, isn't it?
It's hard to tell, but it feels like a lot of water. I feel a lot of water on the back of my head, but I don't think it's leaked from my back. Are you sweating? You working hard? I am sweating, but it feels like a lot of water.
Space isn't just about romance and thrilling adventures. It holds mysteries and perils that brave astronauts face every time they venture into this endless cosmic sea. Traveling beyond Earth demands extraordinary courage and resilience. And as you might already know, humans weren't the first living beings in space. Yes, you heard it right. Numerous experiments were conducted to test spaceflight feasibility. Some researchers never even contemplated how to safely return these animals to Earth. Tragically, many tiny beings lost their lives in the process. Their remains might still orbit our planet. Bodies decay much slower in space, lingering in this dark infinity. Many factors play a pivotal role in our journey through space, from the oxygen levels inside a spaceship to the mind-boggling temperatures of the universe. Speaking of temperatures in the vast expanse of the universe, how cold do you think it actually is? The answer might surprise you. On a low Earth orbit, temperatures can range from 4 to 45 degrees Celsius, 24.8 to 113 degrees Fahrenheit, averaging out to what we might find in our own living rooms. You might be thinking, open space must be freezing. And you're right, space temperatures can plummet to an astonishing 270 degrees Celsius, 454 degrees Fahrenheit. That's nearly the absolute zero of the Kelvin scale, which is 273 degrees Celsius. Imagine the chilling void. But the cosmos has more than just its extreme temperatures to startle us with. It's the absolute silence that's truly eerie. We rarely stop to consider, but our daily life is a symphony of sounds. Even in an anechoic chamber, where sound is almost completely absorbed, you can still hear something. But in space, there is no sound because it doesn't travel through a vacuum. That's why, when we watch epic space battles in sci-fi films like Star Wars, hearing the roaring blasts amidst the silence of space feels surreal. Still, it's good to remember that these are just elements of cinematic fantasy. The stark reality of space is its silence. You wouldn't hear a pin drop, not even your own breathing if you were in open space. This is because sound waves need a medium to travel through, and there's no medium in a vacuum. So, our astronauts and spacecrafts journey in quietude, even when marvelous events unfold around them. So, despite our fantastical notions of sound in space, in reality, there's utter silence. This elusive sensation of complete quietness adds an air of mystery and grandeur to our boundless cosmic environment. Being in space isn't a walk in the park. It's a highly intricate task that demands immense patience and preparation. Even the most seasoned astronauts can find themselves at risk. A mere few minutes in this soundless void can induce panic attacks in the unprepared and even auditory hallucinations. Hence, the rigorous training astronauts undergo is paramount. But what about vision? As many of you might recall, scientists discovered a few years ago that space significantly affects an astronaut's eyesight. The unique conditions in space cause their eyeballs to deform, potentially impairing their vision. Once they return to Earth, the fluid surrounding their brain might increase to such an extent that it causes their eyes to swell. So, even if an astronaut left Earth with perfect eyesight, they might become nearsighted while orbiting. This nearsightedness can persist after they return, but usually it fades over time. But wait, there's more. Vision isn't the only issue astronauts face. Have you ever noticed that after extended periods in zero gravity, an astronaut's skin starts to flake? It's true. The zero gravity environment affects the skin, making it thinner and more susceptible to cracks and wounds. Talk about discomfort, right? Being an astronaut isn't easy, and these physical challenges only scratch the surface of the hardships they endure. Yet, none of these obstacles deter the brave and dedicated scientists willing to sacrifice their comfort and health to expand our understanding of space. We've touched upon how space affects the human body, but let's delve deeper. Let's discuss what happens to astronauts after spending a month in orbit. Extended exposure to zero gravity has profound effects on the human body. Fingers become calloused, and a thick layer of dead skin starts to peel off. This isn't just uncomfortable, it can also cause chaos inside a space station when these calluses and skin particles start floating around. But that's not the end of it. In the vacuum of space, muscles begin to atrophy. Without Earth's gravity-stimulating muscle activity, they weaken. Furthermore, bones become less dense and lose calcium, making them brittle. To combat these effects and stay in shape, astronauts must undergo daily physical exercises. This truly tests their endurance and willpower. Imagine the emotional toll of living under these conditions. For astronauts, even shedding a tear isn't straightforward. Without gravity, tears don't roll down. They form bubble-like pools around the eyes. While on the station, they can wipe these away, but in open space, crying can be a serious hazard. Yet, despite all these challenges, astronauts persistently explore the unknowns of space. Their bravery and resilience make them the true heroes of our time. Such is the reality of life beyond our atmosphere, where dreams come alive and the boundaries of knowledge are stretched. Stay with us, and we'll guide you through the mysteries of galaxies and stars, revealing wonders beyond our planet's confines. Picture this: Astronauts in spacesuits can't even touch their eyes due to tear bubbles forming around them. This can essentially cause blindness, seriously compromising mission success in outer space and even endangering an astronaut's life. One of our heroes, Chris Helseth, faced this issue during his mission. But thanks to the flight control team on Earth, he managed to overcome the challenge and continued his work in outer space. Fascinating facts aren't limited just to astronauts. They extend to our celestial neighbors too. For instance, we've discovered that Earth's natural satellite, the Moon, is gradually drifting away from us. It's moving at a slow pace, just 38 millimeters per year. While this might not sound alarming, and perhaps even a bit curious, it's an incredible fact. Scientists have deduced that around 1 to 5 billion years ago, Earth days lasted about 18 hours. Back then, the Moon was about 44,000 kilometers closer to Earth than it is now. According to astrophysicists, this shift in distance impacted Earth's rotation and even influenced our climate and day length. Fast forward a few billion years, and the Moon's orbit will have nearly doubled, with days stretching out to an astonishing 870 hours. Sadly, I doubt humans will be around to witness this mesmerizing phenomenon. Yet, it serves as a reminder of the dynamic nature of our cosmos and how minor events can trigger massive repercussions. The past never ceases to amaze us, especially when it's about space. Today, I've shared a gripping tale of 18 celestial bodies floating in the vast expanse of our majestic universe. They symbolize our quest for knowledge, our thirst for discovery, and the astonishing capabilities of the human mind. Each story like this emphasizes the remarkable journey we've undertaken in space exploration. We venture where no one has ever been, and the global space community collaborates to broaden our understanding. And this is just the beginning. I hope you too are captivated by the allure of space, its mysteries, and its magic. With every video, we'll continue our exhilarating journey around our wondrous universe, uncovering secrets, studying planets, stars, and galaxies. Thank you for joining me today. Your comments, questions, and ideas inspire me to craft engaging content. If you haven't subscribed to my channel, be sure to do so to stay updated on our cosmic tours. Until next time, friends, remember, we stand on the brink of phenomenal discoveries, and together we can explore the vast horizons of space.